What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the rePORTER Show, man. As always, I got my co-host with me, Devin over here on my left, and I got Tuck over here on my right, man. We had a decent week of sports. I won't say it was great. I won't say it was bad, but it was pretty decent. Soccer. We gonna get to y'all, man. I'm gonna start off with some good news first, though. We gonna go to football first, man. Football had a matchup against North American, and they did as expected. I'm not gonna lie. Last year we put a little, what was it, a 60 piece, 70 piece? 60, I don't even know what it was. It was something like that. Last year we did it to them. Of course, you know, I think that was their first year.
Yeah.
Their first year. So of course, you know, the second year they probably gonna have some improvements. They're probably gonna have some better recruiting, some better guys, some more guys. But we still put a little thumping on them. We ended up winning that game 41-6. Now, the game plan for this game, I don't know if it was decided beforehand or once they got out there and they saw their matchup, but it was clear that it was to run them in the dirt. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We only had a couple of pass attempts. Yeah. We had like 10 or 12 pass attempts and 55, I think it was 55 rushing attempts.
Golly. Yeah, man, we just...
Yeah.
Bulldozer.
It was
old school football.
It was literally, it really was old school. It was bully ball. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's really what it was.
Little boy game.
Yeah.
And what that tells another team, if we're going to run the ball down we're going to run the ball a lot.
I was going to say that too, but then I was like, that's probably
I'm going to pause that. I ain't going to say down here, you know what. Down here living, you know what. So I'm going to pause that. Yeah. But if we're going to just run the ball, that's just saying we got bigger athletes, better O-line. That's just disrespecting another team.
I was going to say, I wanted to give another big credit to the O-line again because, I mean, they did their thing last week and clearly did it again this week. Yeah. I mean, opening the gap for DJ and Red as well.
I'm gonna hold you on that for 1 second, and I'm gonna let you continue that. Go ahead. One thing I did see, though, was we had 28 yards lost. I don't know if that was because we got sacked in the backfield or if they got in the backfield a couple more times. Because last week, we only had a couple of yards lost. Okay. We only had 2 sacks. This game, we also only gave up 2 sacks, but we did have a couple of more yards lost, so there
might have been a couple, maybe a couple slip-ups in the middle.
Don't sleep on them now, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can't let them boys get by, but go ahead.
So, as I was saying, DJ and Red, like I feel like having 2 dominant running backs is amazing for a football team. You got them going back and forth, back and forth.
They coming in with fresh legs.
Yes, fresh legs. They did their thing like I've always known they could. I always tell Red constantly, you know, you were so much better than you think you are. He went out there and did his thing. DJ as well. He's very consistent, constantly gives us great numbers. And so I just want to give a huge shout out to them for really doing their thing this game.
And I mean, let's be honest, man. The only thing that was stopping us from losing this game is if the bus got a flat tire on the way and we had to forfeit because we was late to the game. Our game plan was wake up, go, and then handle business and go home. I mean, all we had to do was show up. We was gonna beat them, which is good.
Yes.
But that being said, man, I think it was a good showcase of our firepower in the running back position because we got really a 2-headed monster. We can come at you with DJ or Red, and both of them are better at certain things than each other. So I think they complement each other well.
Very well.
So I think this is a good game for us to establish that we can be a running team.
And I don't know if it was personal to them or what, because I know NAU got Tank. I don't know if y'all remember Tank from last year.
So Tank goes.
Tank's at NAU.
Shout out Tank though, man. Shout out Tank, man.
It's all love to Tank, bro. But I mean, hey, DJ and Red One did their thing.
So I didn't know he was there. Okay, so it was a little blood in the water, maybe. Man, I didn't know that. So that's good. That's good to know that maybe Tank. Maybe you should have stuck around, man. But it's all good, man.
But man, it was a game that we expected to win, and so we did. And so I'm glad that y'all did. I don't have no highlights for this game. The live stream was unbearable. I'm not gonna lie to you. I could not watch that live stream. It was cutting in and out. Half of the first quarter it was a black screen. It was a lot of wind. I mean, I don't know what was going on, but I'm not gonna talk about it because, you know, I know our stream sometimes, depending on the Wi-Fi, the connection. So maybe y'all just had a connection issue. I'm gonna say maybe.
Hey, man.
We'll
Hey,
say
man,
the connection issue.
Nah, we're not giving a pass. An old saying, man, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Okay,
You can't run a stream right. You can't stop the run right. I mean, your football team sorry, your stream sorry. So you got to worry. It starts at the top, man. Fix that. And then we'll go one by one. Fix the football team later.
I got my wild horse over here, so I'm gonna let y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a couple of stats and move on to the next one, man. Davian threw for 75 yards on 8 for 13 attempts, and he had 3 TDs. So it sounded like the running game got him in that red zone, and then they threw it on in there. And then DJ, which is Damon Ford, you'll see on the screen, he ran for 72. On 20 attempts, and Red, who is Kia Madre, but I'm gonna call him Red because everybody call him Red, ran for 68 yards on 9 attempts, and he also had a rushing TD on the ground. So the boys took care of business against North American as expected. The next matchup they have is at Sol Ross, and y'all know what happened last year. It was a game that they should have had, but they had it slip away from them. But we'll get to that later on in the show. Let's go ahead and take this one on to volleyball. All right, volleyball had 2 also pretty much warm-up matches in conference. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It looked easy for them.
It really was.
Easy
I mean, I'm not trying to sound rude, but these are the bottom tier teams. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Langston and Central Christian are teams that when we play them, we anticipate
3-0.
winning the game.
3-0.
3-0. Yeah. It's a complete sweep.
Go and get it over with.
Yeah, go ahead and get it over with. And that's exactly what they did. The first matchup they had against Central Christian, they won that one 3-0. That first set, they won the first set 25-19. They won the second set 25-13. They won that third set 25-18. It was just complete domination.
I do want to say this.
What's up?
The crowd was amazing.
Yeah.
Energy, like they brought the energy for the home opener. You could tell the team fed off that energy, so that was great to see. And I just want to give a little shout out to the student section and stuff like that, for sure.
Absolutely. It was, like I said, it was as expected, man. We played a clean game. We did our job. Central didn't have one set where they hit above 0%. So
what that mean?
That means their hitting percentage was 0% or less.
How you mean less than 0?
Negative.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that should be a win.
Yeah, we very well should win by a lot.
Yeah,
and we did.
We did. Some notable players from this one was Selma. She had 11 kills. Emily had 10 digs, and Valentina had 24 assists and added 8 digs to that. The next matchup was against Langston, which was the same situation. You go into this matchup telling yourself, we better dominate, because if we don't, we're going to look pretty bad.
We're going to look bad.
Yeah, we're going to look real bad. And, of course, they swept them 3-0. They won that first set 25-15. They won the second set 25-10. And they won that final set 25-19. Wow. This was an even more dominant showing than the previous match, I will say. We had a couple errors in that first set that affected our hitting percentage, but we cleaned it up pretty well the rest of the way. And what I really noticed was Selma was really showing out. She had that first matchup against Central. That was like a little warm-up for her. She had 11 kills in that one, and then she added 13 kills against Langston in this one and had 3 aces along with that. Emily had 22 digs and 2 aces, and Valentina had 34 assists. Now, the player of the weeks have not come out yet for SAC for any of the events. I mean, now that we're doing shows on Monday, none of that stuff has come out yet. So hopefully we'll see something later this evening, and we'll be able to post about it on the social media. But
no certified, or that's for later in the show.
We're gonna do that later on. We're gonna do that later on. But they handled business against those two teams, and I hope that they continue to handle business. I know that preseason ranking, they didn't have us in the bottom tier in volleyball, but they did have us in the middle of the pack. They had us, I believe, at 6 in the preseason rankings out of 12 teams, if I'm not mistaken. I don't care to look that up right now, but y'all know what I'm anticipating. But they had us in the middle of the pack. We're handling business with the teams that are underneath us, but what I'm looking for is to handle business with the teams that were ranked above us.
We got something to prove.
Yeah, we do.
Preseason rankings, like we said, in the past couple weeks, they underestimated us. So you got a chip on your shoulder. You handled business against teams you're supposed to handle business against. So. Now going forward, go out and do your thing and prove yourself. Show them what you worth.
And part of proving yourself is, like you said, taking care of business of the teams you're supposed to beat. I mean, 2 teams that are lower level in the conference at home, our first home opener. Yes, that's the game that we were obviously favored in, but at the same time, you have to go out and get it done. Especially now it's conference, the games are starting to mean something. So, I think we took a step in the right direction as far as proving ourselves, because you can't be one of the best teams and then when you drop not even a game, but like maybe you just drop one set to a team that you shouldn't even drop
You
a
don't
set
even
to.
wanna do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think sweeping them both 3-0, that's definitely what I want to see, and I'm glad that we didn't even give them a chance, because even that down the line could end up hurting our record or something like that if it comes to point differential. So we got it done, got it taken care of.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and take this one on to the next subject, man. We got men's soccer. Men's soccer this week. Ain't going to lie to you. Y'all disappointed
A
me.
little painful.
Y'all disappointed me, man.
Why?
We went to Southwest, that midweek matchup, and we lost that one 3-2. We had the same amount of shots, 10, but the amount of shots on goal were very different. We only had 3 on goal. Southwest had 7 on goal. So they was putting Louis to work. I mean, they had 7 shots on goal. He had 4 saves, and he allowed 3. And coach said that they lacked consistencies on both sides of the ball, which seems like that's been a story for them at the beginning of the season. Now, I know we ain't hit conference yet, all right? But at some point,
That switch got to flip.
yeah.
That switch got to
It's
flip,
gotta
and
flip.
you got to
Yeah,
go,
man.
man.
I mean, we've scored not a lot of goals in these first couple of games. We have not scored a lot of goals.
Not what we used to seeing from this team.
No,
I mean-
I think a big part of it,
Jamal being
we're,
gone.
we're, we're lacking Jamal.
We need Jamal.
But
that's
we
the
need him.
problem.
And
That's the
you can't
problem.
use that as an
You can't depend
excuse.
on one
You
guy.
can't.
And
Especially not this
I think it's more of a mental thing. Like your quote unquote driving force on offense isn't out there, so you step off or you don't step up to the plate like you should. And we can't have that. If you want to win games, if you want to be a great team, you have to step up when your numbers call.
I think so too. I mean, our men's soccer team right now, we're the 3rd chair in band. We got to play better. We just got to play better. You know what I'm saying? You're the third chair trumpet player.
yeah.
You want to be at the top, you got to play better.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to do. I mean, whether we have Jamal or not, we have to be better than what we've been showing, because 3-2 and then 3-0, that's not good enough for us.
Now, I do think he'll be back soon.
Hopefully.
I think this week,
Yeah.
maybe, or if not next. But regardless, we can't depend on him for everything.
No. And speaking of that 3-0 score, that was the game this weekend they had against Houston Victoria. That first half, we only allowed them to get off 2 shots. So I'm like, okay, defensively, we didn't lock back in a little bit. So now let's run down the field and get a goal or something. You know what I'm saying? We got off 5 shots with 3 of them being on goal. So that was not a bad first half. But then we got to the second half and we just gave up. I mean, I don't know if it's because we got no energy, like we have no stamina, or maybe we not subbing enough. But when we get to that second half, man, we got absolutely no energy. And the looks that we did have, let's go ahead and check that out, man. The looks that we did have, we shooting it way over the goal.
Oh man.
We got good looks.
It was.
Back to we just shooting over goal. Now their first goal was legit. I'll give them that. But after that, we just look lazy. I mean, look at this, man. Look at how many guys they got downfield, and look at where we're at. We're not even back. They got 4 guys back behind us
They wanted
already.
it.
They wanted more,
wanted it more.
and it just kept going that way. Look, this is a pretty clear shot right there. Then we got back down the field. Now they didn't score this time, but look at how many shots they put on goal this one time. One kick, then he kicked it right here, bounced off the goalpost. Then they had another guy come up, he taking another shot. I mean, they were just coming down the field with ease, like just.
We let them.
Like we just didn't have no get up. They really
defense.
didn't.
They
They
like
really.
they're doing cone drills.
Yeah.
Essentially, like,
I mean, listen to this stat. They had 12 shots alone in the second half. Remember, 2 shots in the first half. 12 shots in the second half with 8 of them being on goal. Where's the defense?
I mean, it's a shame. It could have been worse than 3-0.
It could have.
I mean, they got 12 shots, 8 shots on goal. We could have lost a lot worse than 3-0.
Yeah.
That's not good, man.
I don't think we were locked in. I mean, like you were saying, like even on the offensive end, we did have some shot opportunities, but we're putting it way over the goal, and I mean way over.
Like 3 or 4 shots. I only showed 2, but we had plenty of shots over the
Yes,
goal.
and like I was taking my pictures and stuff during the game for a little bit. I went up and sat in the stands for a little bit, and like you just heard the chat, like, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like we were not locked in.
Sounds like we just never woke up. Like we came out flat, and then second
Didn't wanna
half
play.
we topped that. Oh, let's see if we can be worse this half.
I mean,
come on, man.
It just didn't make any sense to me because my thing is, I get it. You want to take as many shots as you can, right? but can we have some quality shots? You know what I'm saying? Because it don't matter if you take 15 shots and all of them over the goal.
Yeah.
The goalie ain't working.
Yeah.
The goalie ain't working.
Yeah.
You got nothing with that.
Sitting there,
He
he might as
just
well have some popcorn and watch the ball fly.
You know what I'm
over.
saying? Like he don't have to work for
He's over
that.
there bird watching.
Yeah, bro. I
Watching it
mean,
go.
I don't know what it is right now, but these first couple of games have not looked really good offensively. The first game, of course, we got off. Jamal had two goals, and Rashawn. I said that right. Rashawn had 1 goal. Now, after that, Jamal went down, and it seems like our team morale went
Yeah, it's
down.
like, well, we
You know what I'm
scared to
saying?
score another
Yeah.
Jamal's out or something.
I don't know what's going on, man.
All that being said, though, we know who the men's soccer team is or who they've been historically. And so that's why we're going to be a little harsh on them because we know
they
thank
stand
God
up.
we haven't started conference yet, but we know that they're better than losing 3-0 at home. Like, we just know that they're better than that. So I'm going to use that as a disclaimer. Like, that's why we are a little harsh because this is not what we're used to from the men's soccer team.
Not at all. Not at all. But I'm going to get off of that, man. We're going to go ahead and go to that next subject, man. We're going to go to women's soccer. Now, women's soccer did not make me feel any better. They did not make me feel any better. Their midweek matchup against Southwest, they ended up losing that one 7-1.
Man.
And they gave up 5 in the first half with 14 shots on goal overall.
No defense.
None whatsoever.
No defensive aggression, man.
So then they go into the weekend matchup against Houston Victoria. This game looked better on the scoreboard, but I promise you, in the stat book, it did not look better. It was no different from the first game. They allowed 10 shots on goal, and we only got off 2. We only got off 2. And we just can't hold on. I've noticed this. We can't hold on to the ball for anything. I don't know if it's because we can't pass well. I don't know if it's because we can't dribble well. I don't know if it's because we got a lack of aggression.
Yeah, like I think that's what it is. Like, we just don't wake up.
Yeah.
We don't wake up and we don't show up to play.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, I feel like.
It's just like we get the ball, and it's like taking candy from a baby. It's just easy. They just come up to us and be like, oh, I'm going to take that back from you real quick.
Like, we put it out on
And I'm going to go,
Friday,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is, and I don't know if it's a combination of everything. But, like, even in the games that they're supposed to dominate, when they played Jarvis, and Coach said this should have been a 6-0 game, and it was 2-0 instead, it's just like there's no like tenacity. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, we just whatever. Some teams have it, whatever it is, and some teams don't, and that's subject to change. But right now, we just don't have it. I mean, 7-1, man, 7 is a lot of points for a soccer game.
Yes.
That's equivalent to getting beat by like 30, 40 in basketball or football or anything. I mean, that's a blowout.
that's a blowout.
That's a blowout
for sure, man.
And one that hurts.
It does.
It does,
hurts.
man.
Yeah, that one.
Especially when you know that, okay, I got another couple of games in 3 days. I got to get my mind back right.
Yeah.
At that point, you got to wash that out.
Yeah,
7-1, wash it out. Or hold on to it and be like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? We just let them come down the field and just do what they wanted.
Yeah.
So to me, my mindset would be, this weekend, I don't care if I get a red flag. I'm finna be rough on this field.
At least show some care,
You know
some
what I'm
want
saying?
to. Yeah.
I'm finna be rough on this field. Like, this is not finna happen again. But it happened again. But I'm gonna get off of y'all, man, because I don't want to talk about bad games. And soccer this past week, 0-4.
Yeah.
0-4.
Not
Men's
good
and
enough.
women's. That's not good at all.
Not good enough. The only good news that there could be from this is that we haven't started conference yet. So these blowouts, they hurt us, but they're not a conference game.
them as lessons, not losses.
Yeah, like, man, we
Take them
still
as
got
lessons,
time.
not
Conference ain't started yet, so it's not too late to flip the switch. The season is very early. We're very early in the season.
Now let's go ahead and jump to men's golf. Men's golf. They always take care of business.
I know they never gonna
They
disappoint.
always make
yeah,
me
they
happy.
never disappoint, man.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I always end with golf if golf is in season, because them boys make me happy 9 times out of 10. They always make me happy. So let's go ahead and get it going. At the Mid-South Classic in Newton, Kansas, they had 12 teams competing, and 4 of them were in the top 25. And 2 of those teams were ranked above us in the preseason rankings. And now I know that's going to change when the spring come around, because we won this tournament, all right? They had the number 8 ranked team in the nation, Mid-America Nazarene, they had a number 10 ranked team in the nation with Friends University and the number 24 ranked team in the nation with Bellevue. I hope I don't mess your name up, my guy. You can correct me. I don't know if it's Nino or Nino, but
I would go Nino.
you would go Nino?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go Nino. Ben and Leonard shot very well in round 1. Nino led the way, shooting 5 under par in that first round. The team as a whole was shooting 10 under par, finding themselves in first place at the end of round 1. Those same 3 guys found themselves in the top 10 after round 2. Both Ben and Leonard shot even with par, and Nino shot 2 over par, so he dropped a little bit there. But after the final round, Nino found his way, ended up placing 3rd overall, shooting 2 under par in that final round. That allowed him to finish with an overall score of 211, which was 5 under par. So the same way that he started out, he finished. So props to you, my guy. And I believe that boy is a freshman.
Oof.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. And one thing about golf, it's such a game where one bad shot can mess up. I mean, you can
mess
get
up the whole
screwed
day.
up off one bad shot. So for him to start out hot, have a not as good day, second day, and finish strong, there's a lot to be said about that, because it's easy for one thing to go bad in golf and then it just snowball. And next thing you know, you have 2 bad rounds in a row just because it started to go bad. So for him to finish top 3 as a freshman, man, that's pretty impressive.
Absolutely. And then Ben placed 7th, shooting 1 over par in round 3, and finished up with a score of 213, which was 3 under par overall. And Leonard matched Ben in every round except round 3. He shot 2 over par and ended up tying for 8th with a score of 214, shooting 2 under par overall. So they handled business as they went there. And the team as a whole finished in first, of course, like I said, with a total score of 861, which was 3 under par as a team. Now then, I didn't notice this, but then they turned right around and went from Kansas back to Texas and had a tournament that following week, that weekend. So I think that was, what, a 3-day turnaround?
True, man.
And probably one of them days you traveling and just trying to get back to being adjusted, like get some sleep. You know what I'm saying? So then they went that weekend and they had another tournament with some top JUCO teams around this area, and they won that tournament. Man. So where is it? They won that tournament with a score of 547, shooting 13 under par as a team. Man. As a team. And Benjamin, I'm telling you, and then Benjamin Luker finished tied for 2nd overall. So he's, continuing his dominance from last year, shooting 5 under par with a score of 135. So them boys handled business.
They did. It's no shock to me. The men's golf program, they're not a stranger to the win column. I mean, they're in contention to win every tournament that they play in. I don't care D1s, D2s. I don't care who's in it. They're going to have a chance to win. So sounds like the fall season is, they just picked up where they left off.
It's just a warm-up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
They're going to get
it's just a tune-up.
Because the thing is, they won the NCCA National Championship last year at the end of the fall. They're probably going to win it this year at the end of this fall. And then they're going to go into the spring on fire. And I hope that they go to the NAIA, because they did last year, but they didn't come out on top. But this year, I don't know. If you got freshmen, If you got freshmen doing what they doing,
hey, man.
that look like a pretty doggone good team to me.
Man,
and they
prime Golden State.
men's
golf, prime Golden State, man. They out there handling business every time they step on the court.
The biggest thing to me was they had those 2 teams that were ranked above them in the preseason. Now I know we say preseason rankings don't matter that much, but they went out there and they said, "Oh, that's y'all thought they was better than us."
Sounds good.
Y'all thought they was better than us?
That's they hit that usher that. Watch this.
I'm telling you.
Watch this.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we'll see what preseason rankings come out with in the spring, because they don't come out until the spring, because that's when it really hits the ground running in the springtime. So we'll see what happens when them spring rankings come out.
Last thing I'm gonna say is golf is the gentleman's sport. It ain't a lot of trash talking or celebrating going on. But I would tell you this much about Wayland's golf. We don't care who you are, bro. Like, the men's program, they don't care who you are. We gonna come for your spot and take it. And that's what we've been doing all fall so far. Absolutely. So that's good to see.
Them boys legit. I will tell you that. Them boys are legit. So of course, women's golf, we're supposed to have a tournament at the Southwest Invitational in Hobbs, but I saw no stats for that. And then when I went to Southwest page for their golf team, their women's team was at another tournament. So I don't know if that tournament got canceled, if we went to another tournament, but I have no updates on that. If you do have updates on that, please let me know, because I hate to miss out on information for y'all. But let's go ahead and get to the certified nominees. we only got one on the board. And it's that boy Nino.
He bought it.
Nino Mahi.
He bought it.
If I said your name wrong, please let me know, my boy. But you a dog. You come in as a freshman, and in your first tournament of the fall, you finishing 3rd overall, shooting 5 on the par. Big ups to you, my boy.
It's just him, though.
He is the certified player of the week. Ain't no other nominees. You can talk to me. What y'all think? Go ahead.
You know what?
Who you got?
I got 2 words for you, man.
Okay.
In conference, swept both of them.
Yeah, I get it. I know.
Selma,
I know.
Sutai, the Montenegrin monster.
I know.
Come on. I mean, come on, man. Hey, she balled out both games. They swept.
She
Shout out
did.
the freshman, too, though.
She did.
I'm saying, but she should be up there. Like, it might have to be up to a vote.
This is the thing. She a dog. Don't get me wrong. She like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when you go up against a young man that is fresh on campus.
True.
Imagine this. Imagine you fresh on campus. We got 3 minutes to spare. Imagine you fresh on campus, right? You a little pup. That's what they call you when you were a freshman. Yeah. You a little pup. And you go to your first tournament of the year, right? And you telling me you get thrown in the fire and you come out there and you end up finishing 3rd overall against some stout competition.
I agree.
Top in the nation. Some of the top in the nation.
Top in the nation. Top in the nation, Tuck. Look, she showed out. Don't get me wrong.
Nah, granted,
but with a performance like that, and the biggest thing to me is you a freshman.
As a freshman, true.
You know what I'm saying? That's a big deal. So I gotta give it to him.
So to Nino, congratulations.
Yeah.
You definitely the certified player of the week.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you this, congratulations as well, because now our expectations for you just went up
Real
through the roof.
high.
So now we're expecting you like, all right, we found you showed us who you are, so now we're gonna treat you like such. We're gonna expect that every week.
Absolutely.
So yeah, he definitely deserving of it, man. No,
Yeah, man.
3rd overall as a freshman, I mean that's pretty daggum good.
It is. Now let's go ahead and get into these upcoming games. Volleyball. They got some big stuff going on this week, man. They got the midweek matchup against OPSU. Then they go on Friday and they face OKC. And then on Saturday they turn around and play Southwestern Christian. So they got some games to win this week. Wednesday, women's soccer versus Sol Ross at 2, home matchup. So show up. I know I really don't have to tell people to show up to soccer games. Soccer games I feel like is our most populated games. Men's soccer is right behind that versus Dallas Christian at 4:30. Friday, cross country headed to the Texas Tech Invitational. So cross country kicking off their season. Women's soccer will be at McMurray on Friday, and volleyball, like I said, they'll be away. Saturday, you got football at Sol Ross. So a lot of away games this weekend. So if you want to tune in, hopefully these away teams are streaming these games. But who knows, man? It seems like there's only about 3 teams that I've ran into that stream really well, and I'm counting myself as one of them. You know what I'm saying? So Nelson, which used to be Sagu, but Nelson.
Oh, that's right.
Nelson and University of Science and Arts, they typically have really good streams. So we'll see. PSA, we got no show next week. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to be gone. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I'm getting married.
Hey, man.
I'm getting married this weekend. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting married. I'm getting married this weekend. So, of course, we're going to go on a little honeymoon trip afterwards. So I'm not going to be here.
Tell the people, where are you going? I'm curious.
Where I'm going? Actually, this isn't the honeymoon. This is like a side, like a side quest.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got to get back to work.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so we're going to go to Colorado. We're going to go to the mountains. We're going to go out there and chill, man. But the big trip, we probably going to, I don't know, we're going to go to the island somewhere.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
you going to get a little bit
I'm going to get a little bit of everything.
Turks and Caicos.
Yeah, something, man. I got to go out there and get out there on that clean water. You know what I'm saying? So we'll figure that out. But that's all we got for y'all this week, man. Just remember, we got no show next week, so I'm sorry about that, but I'm finna go get married and turn up. So we'll see y'all.
Congrats to JP.
Appreciate it, man.
Married man. This last time y'all gonna see him before he a married man.
Yeah, next time I'm gonna pop.
Yeah, next time he gonna have, he gonna have,
finger,
you know what I'm saying? He gonna have them VVS's on his finger next time. So man, y'all enjoy it while he don't got it.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be frostbite on camera next time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll see y'all same time in 2 weeks.